Thailand! But first, we have to see one last Singapore attraction. And it's supposed to be a good one.
Thank you very much. Thank you, you too. One last time. Okay, here is your Thailand Pass. My Thailand Pass. The hotel confirmation. My QR code. Your QR code. My travel insurance doc. Your travel insurance doc. Okay, I think that's it.
Cool.
Let's go check in.
We left for the airport at 5:30 and it's now 6, so we're here before a flight about 4 hours beforehand. Now, it is an international flight, so we felt like we had to get here earlier, but now more than ever it seems like we have to. I used to think it was funny and kind of a waste of paper to have all of those papers and travel documents with you in a big old accordion, but now I get it. We're going to Thailand! But first, I was really excited to come to the Changi airport here in Singapore because apparently they have the best airport in all of the lands. And a lot of it is because of this right here. Jewel is this huge mall complex, but what they're most famous for is this would-be waterfall in the Shiseido Valley Forest. They have an actual forest in their mall. We're here a little bit too early. I think the waterfall comes on around 10 a.m. So we probably won't see it today, but the forest is pretty cool and it's open and you can walk through it. It's beautiful. Singapore, constantly surprising us. So if seen here, when seen here, this apparently is the tallest indoor waterfall in all the world. Not the cloud forest. Singapore beat itself.
How's your onsen experience?
It's missing a couple of things like water, but I have clothes on. Family! Feels weird to hear Christmas music when it's 85 degrees outside.
Sure. Have a seat. Can I get you a coffee?
I would love a coffee.
I'm gonna go take a shower.
What?
Taking a shower in an airport is just so bougie and wonderful. Let's go see if breakfast is ready. Breakfast is here.
How was your shower?
It was really nice. It was so nice in there.
Your shirt's inside out.
What is it? Fresh cooked braised chicken rice for breakfast. So we're among the first handful of people who are
traveling from a country in Southeast Asia to another country in Southeast Asia being tourists. So that means that there's going to be a few bumps in the road for sure, as this is very, very, very new.
Losing my mind trying to get into Thailand. This is the worst.
So our process before checking in was to apply for the Thailand Pass, and the Thailand Pass kind of has 3 different options for getting into the country. One of them is test and go, which means you've been fully vaccinated and you've been in one of their list of countries for the past 14 days, and you can come in and basically come in quarantine free. I mean, you have to quarantine after you get your on-arrival test that you get until the test results come in and show that you're negative. But other than that, it's basically a quarantine-free experience. And the Sandbox quarantine is a little different than most of your other quarantines. You quarantine actually in the city that you're in. So if you do the Bangkok Sandbox quarantine, it means that once you're in, you pass your negative COVID test on arrival, you can kind of go anywhere in Bangkok, but you can't leave to go anywhere else for 7 days. And then the last one is the 10-day just kind of show up option, which means that anyone from anywhere can come to Thailand. It doesn't matter if you're vaccinated or not, as long as you've tested before you get there and you test after you arrive. If you do both of those things, then you can travel anywhere in Thailand. You just have to quarantine, like hard quarantine, only in your hotel for 10 days. So what we decided to go with was the test and go option, and then do a whole mess of paperwork involving getting your vaccination certificate turned into a QR code, and booking one of their special hotels, and booking your PCR test for about $100 on arrival, getting a PCR test before you even depart, and showing that you have travel insurance. This process has gotten a lot simpler over the past couple weeks since it launched, but when it first launched, it was kind of a nightmare.
I was just thinking about how different our experience has been through any other time that we've traveled. This is my first time in Singapore, and it's been awesome, but I can't help but wonder, man, what it would have been like to travel here pre-pandemic or post-pandemic. But all that being said, gosh, like, we're so incredibly lucky that we even get to do it.
Ready to go?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you. You ready to go to Thailand? Thank you very much.
Water for you, huh?
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Cheers to making it to Thailand. Cheers to Thailand.
Yeah, buddy.
They're warm. I was wondering if they were going to have cookies for us. Thank you.
Alright, thank you very much. Let's go. Thank you very much.
This place is amazing. Who's sitting outside our house? Hello. What? They gave us a nice upgrade, and we have a suite all to ourselves in the like.
Look at all the stuff you've got.
No! Cookies and a welcome drink, and we have a pool view and some people sitting out right there, but it's not the party pool.
So fair warning, we splurged a little bit more than usual. This isn't our typical very budget hotel. We are at the Hilton Doubletree in Phuket, right on Patong Beach. And let me show you what $55 a night gets you. Recording.
Look at this place. It's like this cute beach bungalow right on the pool. My favorite part about this room is that it's decorated in this beachy, chill, islandy vibe, which makes sense because we're in Phuket. Look at this beautiful lounge chase area. I don't know when I'll ever use it. Still, it's really pretty to look at and spacious. Nice sink area and a huge bathroom. All the amenities that you could ever need. The best part is the view, of course. Now that the people that were sitting here are gone. Look at our private little lanai. But the best part is that really everyone here is so friendly. Everyone from the airport to the hotel, everyone's so nice here. I'm so happy. Swadika.
So after a nice short plane ride that was maybe an hour and a half, the experience after you get off is hectic but efficient, is how I would describe it. So as soon as you get off the plane, they move you over to this giant area just filled with white chairs. And in this area, they're checking your paperwork, and I mean that quite literally, paperwork.
Already done. Red beard.
For everything that you brought. You have to print everything off. So once they check that initial thing, which they just quick glossed over the insurance paperwork in the hotel just to make sure that you have it all, then they send you over to the health screeners who take a further look at your paperwork, mostly your negative PCR test that you had before you got here, as well as to make sure that you actually booked one of their special SHA Plus hotels. After that, you then go through immigration, which was the quickest and fastest I've ever seen immigration. After immigration, you pick up your bags, you go through customs. There's some people selling SIM cards in the baggage claim area. Find an ATM, get some money, but then you got your COVID test on arrival, and this is where things really get very, very hectic. They get you into this big long line of people. They take that paper and they scan everything into the computer and manually type in a bunch of stuff, and then they hand you your actual COVID test kit. And then you walk through the doors and they hand you an additional COVID test kit. And they just say, this is free, you can use this anytime if you feel sick. So after that, you go up to these booths, and these booths just have people behind glass with their hands sticking through the glass into like accordion looking white things. So they're like the Dalek from Doctor Who, you know? It kind of looks like a crazy robot in there. They literally, through the glass, hold out the COVID test, and they open up your nasal swab and they swab you right in the nose. Right in front of them.
Okay, relax, and don't move. Another 5 minutes.
And then you're done. All you gotta do is wait 8 hours for this COVID test result to come through. It says between 8 and 24, but everybody was saying like, yeah, it'll take 8 hours at the most.
But all of this was my favorite part. It felt like a fun circus. And the best part is, right after you get done with your COVID test, you get scurried into this little crowd, and a man holding a mic comes up to you and says, what's your name? And they announce it into the mic, Josh, Lisa and Josh, Lisa and Josh. And I felt famous for just like a split second, because then there's this crowd of people holding up signs and waving at you, and it's just your hotel drivers, which is really awesome.
After that, you get to your hotel, you check in, and then they just shuffle you off to your room and say, let us know when your results come in, and then you can go and do whatever you want. I was expecting it to be a lot more complicated than it was, but it really seems like they're taking this seriously of reopening tourism. And it's really nice to see how efficient and well thought out the whole process was, even if the requirements are incredibly complex.
We spent 5 nights in Singapore, and now we're in Phuket. And after going through the rigmarole of getting into Singapore and now into Phuket, it feels almost a little bit second nature. You just know you have to get a COVID test before you get in, get a COVID test upon arrival, and wait for those negative test results before you get to go explore. It does seem like a lot, and it's definitely a lot more expensive than when we traveled before in Europe and when we traveled before ever. But honestly, to see how much effort everybody has put into this to reopen tourism again in a safe way, it's pretty cool, and we feel pretty lucky.
Ooh, yeah. We got some holy basil, noodles with chicken. green sack of basil that goes on top of that rice. And then we also got some juice and a Coke. All this for $3.50.
Wow.
Delivered.
Getting a little too used to quarantine life and eating inside the hotel. I don't know if that's good, but it's so yummy.
And drinks inside of plastic pouches.
What?
While we were quarantining, our hotel just stopped by and dropped off mojitos for us. Like, yes. For you.
Thank you. Cheers. Wait, the straw doesn't work.
That's not a straw.
Oh.
Just a stir. Delicious one.
Sugar cane?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
Whoa.
What?
2 hours later. COVID test results are in.
What is it?
Negative.
Woo!
We go to Thailand today. We go to Thailand today.
Thailand! Rapid tests! I don't know where they go or where you drop them off, but they give it to us for free. Not really free. Hi, kitty. What do you got to tell us? So many things to say.